ヒューマンポジション、コンペでは Q&A2 作品目で見ていただきました。今日は監督は残念ながら、渡航の理由によりこちらにお越しいただけないんですが、もちろん Zoom でつながっております。すぐつながりますでしょうかということで。Thank you for coming to this screening today. And I know there are some of you need English explanation. I'm so happy to have you all. This is our second film for a Q&A within the competition. The director and the emblem is not here, unfortunately, but of course we have him on the screen. Is this ready? Hello. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, so good to see you here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. じゃあ先に一言いただきますね。Could you please give us some word?
Thank you for coming to watch the film. I'm currently in San Sebastian, so I'm inside the entry of a hotel, so there might be some background noise. Hope it's okay.
Okay, no problem. We hear you very clearly.
That's good.
Okay. Can we move on to Q&A? Okay. それでは早速ですね、会場の方からぜひ質問ございましたら監督の方にお届けますので、挙手の方お願いいたします。マイク持って上がりますので、どなたかいらっしゃいますか？はい。では真ん中の、白いシャツの男性の方にマイクお願いできますか？
はい、ありがとうございます。すごく素敵な映画で僕の映画祭のお気に入りの映画になりました。特に感動したのが2個の側面で映画が説明されていることで、性的スタティスティックな面でおいてアスタのキャラクターとか街の雰囲気とかがすごく性的に表されているところと、動的な部分、ダイナミックな部分としてパートナーが映されているところっていうのがすごく綺麗に、見えてたところが印象的でした。その中でカメラが常に定点カメラで一度も手持ちなどを使わないっていう性的スタティスティックな表現がそれをとても際立たせたように思うんですが、そういったカメラの使い方は意図されたものだったのでしょうか
？Thank you for the feedback and question. So I really like a static camera. I think that's part of it's part of what makes the whole language work. So you have a quiet story, and you have quiet acting, and you have a still camera, and everything is so that you can as a viewer you can use yourself, and you can interpret, you can think about what's happening, and so in that way you can get more emotionally attached to the characters. And the still frame also, when you have a fixed frame, you can, by setting a frame very specific, that also helps the viewer to think, how should I read this image? Where should I look on the screen, and what does it mean? So it's part of everything.
ありがとうございます。Thank you. 他に質問がある方ございましたら、ご手の方お願いします。The lady in the middle, please. Microphone, yeah.
Hi. Firstly, thank you so much. I feel so seen in your film. I'm also obsessed with chairs in a very disturbing way. And it's made me feel normal by your character. Thank you so much. I wanted to just, speak on the representation in terms of the queer relationship between two women. I felt it was so compelling, and usually, in recent, with films currently, when we represent queer love, it's quite performative. So I really liked the, sensitivity and softness and naturalness in, just ordinary day living, that's not as performative as it usually is. And I'm just really fascinated and intrigued in terms of like your process and preparation in representing that in such an authentic way as a white male, yeah, I just wanted to know your process and kind of pick your mind on that. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. I should have been there so we can talk about chairs all night. It's an obsession, and I'm starting to lose the addiction now, 2 years later. So, and I'll try to, because you had a lot of good questions, but that are both very simple and very complex. So yeah, I'm straight male from Norway, and for me it was when I see queer representation, it's very often about that. The films are about that, which is what makes it always maybe, as you say, a bit too performative at times. But for me, it was just they are humans. I had no. It wasn't important for me if they were women or a straight couple. But I really like the idea of just not focusing on it. Let it be a very quiet relationship. Also, in films, relationships are always so dramatic. They have to have a debate or something. They have to fight. They have to have sex all the time. So for me, this is more of how I see relationships. Yeah. And for just on the women part, it had a reason here in this film. Visually, it was part of the film, but I tried to make like genderless characters, if that makes sense. So it can be either or. At the same time, maybe it's something wrong with me, but I have more empathy with them. They are nicer than men somehow. So I think I have more sympathy when I have a character and I trust them more and I believe them more. Yeah. So maybe that's a thing as well.
はい、ありがとうございます。Thank you, thank you. 他に質問の方ございましたら挙手をお願いいたします。Any other questions? はい、後ろのすみません、後ろの女性の方にお願いします。
First, I just wanted to say, as everyone has said, thank you so much for sharing your film and for being here to talk with us today. My question is kind of in a similar vein as the last one, but not exactly. And it's just, how did you decide that this in particular was the story that you wanted to tell?
Okay, so difficult questions. It's very difficult to say. For me, I worked with the actress before on the previous film, so I knew we were going to work again. So I knew she can carry like a heavy burden, like a melancholy. I wanted the character to be in the end of process of what's it called, the mourning, and see, like, take the small steps, like open up and see, give her another perspective on her own injustice, because she feels that she's been very unlucky, but then she can open up and see, and she might see herself in a bigger picture, and that she is, after all, quite lucky. Our society is very good. We have problems everywhere, and she sees one of them, and then she can reflect on that and maybe have some more empathy. And for me, I was always thinking that it was like a meta aspect, that that's how music and films and arts, how it works, basically, that we see someone else's perspective and then we can broaden our own horizons.
はい、ありがとうございます。他に質問ある方、最後の質問がまだ一つ できるかと思います。Any other question? This will be the last one we can receive. Any questions? 他に質問ある方いらっしゃったらお願いします。もしなければ私の方からいいですか？
No questions about the cat? No questions about the cat?
No, so far, no so far. Okay, I have a question to you. 私からの質問ですいません。タイトルについてちょっとお聞きしたいんですよね。The title, Human Position. Could you tell us anything
Oh,
about it?
yeah. So I actually couldn't find a Norwegian title because I can't translate it. I'm not sure if you can in the Japanese title you have. But in English, at least, it's a saying. So it basically is a double meaning of, sitting, how you sit on a chair. It's a very human thing to do, have chairs and sit on them. And it's also what our values are, like how do we see the world, and what kind of sort of the step before we take some action, I guess. It's like, this is what we believe in, this is the values, and so it was like a double meaning, I guess.
Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。それではお時間になってしまいました。それでは本当に皆さんもこちらにご来場いただきましてありがとうございました。And thank you so much for being with us remotely, and I hope you have a good time there.
Thank you. Yeah, it's too bad the festivals are at the same time. I was in Nara 4 years ago, and
Yes.
it's still the best festival I've been to. So, and every time I go to Japan, it's always great. So I'm sorry I couldn't make it this time.
We miss you here. はい、それでは皆さん、監督には拍手が聞こえると思うので、Thank you very much. See you again.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
はい、皆さん本当にありがとうございました。それではヒューマンポジション見ていただきました。まだコンペもどんどん続きますので、またお越しください。ありがとうございました。